Hello and welcome to Theme Park Information. In today's show, we're doing a review for the one, the only Cedar Point. This is a theme park I've wanted to go to for a number of years, and finally I got the opportunity to do so. Let's start off with the roller coasters. First off out the gate, we have Blue Streak, which is the oldest operating roller coaster in the park, and it is pretty damn sweet. It has decent drops, decent airtime. It's overall not looking particularly bad for its age. It's a really good start to this. Then we have the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, which, apart from it being quite cool in the fact it's over water, has the worst restraining system I've ever seen. It's pretty mundane, pretty boring track layout. It's not particularly exciting or interesting. It's quite long, but that's about it. Then we have Corkscrew by Aerodynamics, which is a steel roller coaster, the first with 3 inversions ever in the world. And this ride gets quite a lot of hate and dislike. And it's alright. It's nothing too special. Me and my friend were the only people on it at the time, and it's not as bad as, for example, the Corkscrew at Alton Towers before that was removed. So not too bad there. Then we have Gatekeeper, the first modern major ride we get to on this. And the B&M Steel Wing Coaster is really, really good. It's really high. The wing over drop's pretty amazing. The keyhole section is also really, really world class. It's smooth. The vest restraint system it has on it is really, really good. Overall, a really good roller coaster. Then we have Gemini, which is a steel racing coaster. It's pretty much really mediocre. It's not good enough in my opinion. It could be a bit of a hidden gem, and it kind of isn't. It's just generally a little bit boring, a little bit dull. It doesn't really do much with the height and like length it has. It's really a bit disappointing, that one. I thought it'd be a lot better. Following that, though, we have Iron Dragon, and this is an aerodynamic suspended roller coaster. And as it happens, we've been on a couple on the trip so far. So we've been on the Bat at Kings Island and the Vortex at Canada's Wonderland. And this is probably the weakest of the 3 we've been on, but it's still a good ride. It's actually a really long ride. It has 2 lift hills, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. And it's reasonably good. Not too much to complain about there. Just an alright family coaster. Then we have Magnum XL 200, the first roller coaster in the world to be over 200 foot high. And I have to say, I was actually really impressed with this ride. The drop is really cool. There's unbelievable direct airtime on this roller coaster. You get absolutely thrown out your seat. The only downside is it has one of the worst lap bars I've ever seen. It's so uncomfortable. There seems to be 2 positions for it. Unsafely open or painfully shut. It crushed my thighs so much when I was on it. With new trains, updated trains, it would be actually really, really, really good. Following that, we have quite possibly the best ride in the park, and that is Maverick. Opened in 2007, this Intamin launch, drop, looping, I don't know what the hell it does. It just does everything. It literally has everything. It has a 95-degree drop, it has a couple of inversions, it has airtime hills, it has a 70-mile-an-hour launch. It is really prettily placed. It's really kind of low to the ground. It has great transitions. You really flip about on it. The worst thing about it is the fact the seat's a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, I kid you not, that's literally my biggest complaint of the ride. The seat's slightly uncomfortable, and that says everything to the quality of this ride. Following that, we have the Millennium Force. This is a roller coaster I've been looking forward to riding for about 17 years since I first saw photos of it. It's a steel digger coaster. It's over 300 foot. It has an absolutely beautiful drop. It just seems to go on forever. Some people say this ride is just bank turns, but they're all fun. You get some great airtime on it, especially the last little bunny hop at the end. It's actually really, really smooth. The restraint system's great. The cable lift hill to get to the top is really, really fast. You get an amazing view of Lake Erie as well from the top of it. It's a stunning ride. Not the best ride in the park. I think Maverick's better, but we'll be honest, you could probably put those in any position you like if you're unsure. It's a really, really solid ride. Following that, we have Raptor, which is a B&M steel inverted coaster. It has 6 really decent inversions. It has lots of intensity, lots of speed. It's not as good as Banshee, I'm afraid to say, but it's really solid. I mean, bear in mind it was built in 1994, the same year as Nemesis, and it's considerably longer than Nemesis. So, overall, it's a really decent ride. Probably not the best B&M inverted coaster I've been on, but it's reasonably good. Then we have Rougarou, which is pretty much a revamped Flawless coaster. It was Mantis, which was a stand-up ride, and this is actually really, really good. Probably one of the most surprising rides I went on because it was actually quite forceful, quite intense, but really, really smooth. The train's really cool as well. The Flawless factor works really well for it. Generally speaking, very kind of impressed with how good Rougarou was. Then, and here's some controversy, we have some top fill dragster action. This Intamin Stratocoaster, opened in 2003, was and still is one of the tallest and fastest roller coasters in the world. And I really enjoy it, really like it. I think it's a really good ride. I just don't think it's as good as any of the other rides in the top 3 or my top 10 or anything like that. It's a little bit disappointing. I mean, the launch is great. The vertical ascent's really good. You get airtime at the top hat element. The drop's really cool. The straight section when you're hurtling towards the finish line is really cool. There's just not enough of it. It's just pretty much like Stealth at Fort Park. You can't really justify putting it, I think, too high in any sort of top 10 list. It's a good ride, really good, just not quite good enough. Then we get to Valraven, which is by B&M. It's a dive coaster. It's the newest ride at Cedar Point at the minute in terms of roller coasters. And yeah, it massively lacks any sort of intensity, unfortunately. I mean, if you take away the fear factor of this ride, and dive coasters were a lot on that, it becomes slightly boring. I think the vest restraint system it has on it really doesn't help. I think it really takes away a lot of feeling and weightlessness you would otherwise have on this ride. And even though the inversions are pretty cool, it's a smooth ride. It has a long queue, and I don't think the ride justifies the queue you have. That's my personal opinion on it. It's the sort of ride where it is very impressive, but I'm not convinced it's that good, I'm afraid to say. Following that, we have Wicked Twister, which opened in 2002 by Intamin. And this is actually one of those rides I thought I'd really dislike. I thought I wouldn't really think it was particularly interesting or fun. Oh, was I wrong? I mean, I know I literally just criticised Top Thrill Dragster for having a short length. And even though this isn't a complete circuit ride, it pretty much has the launch, but has it like 4 or 5 times. It's really good. I kind of may prefer this to Top Thrill Dragster. I'm not going to lie, guys. I kind of do. It's just really, really good fun. Yeah, it's really, really enjoyable. It's really comfortable. It's smooth. But it's actually, you get a lot of weightlessness. You get a lot of forces on it. It's just, really, really enjoyable. They then have a couple of kids' rides, which I didn't actually go on because, I'm not 8. And, I decided to leave those for another day. Moving on slightly, we then have the major thrill rides. And in fairness, I didn't go on all of these, but I went on some. So, for example, went on the Max Air, which is a Huss giant frisbee. And it's really, really good fun. It's really high, really fast. Just not as good as Maelstrom at Drayton Manor. I mean, Drayton Manor has a great ride at Maelstrom, and that's the kind of bar, if you like. And it does fall behind it, unfortunately, even though it's a surprisingly decent ride. We then have the Power Tower, which is a SNS kind of launch or drop tower. And this is actually really good. It's the first one I've been on since Dr. Tomb's Drop Tower, which is Islands of Adventure. And I'll tell you what, it's really, really, really good fun. My friend was incredibly impressed with it. And I think that says a lot about it. Then we have Skyhawk, again, by SNS. And this is a Screaming Swing ride, which is really, really cool. A lot like Rush at Fort Park. It's actually a really, really, really good ride. I was really impressed with how good this ride was to go on. It had force, intensity, everything. It was, really, really enjoyable. And then we have the Windseeker, which unfortunately was shut for a couple of days because it does shut down in high winds, which I do find really odd. But this gives you such a pretty view of Lake Erie and of the rest of the park, in fairness. The park looks so good from the top of the Windseeker. I mean, they are somewhat scary being over 300 foot just, but that's a great ride. We then have a couple of water rides. Unfortunately, I didn't go on St. River Falls because I would have probably got soaked, and even though the weather was really, really sunny, I'm not sure I'd have ever dried out. But then to Gaza, I did go on the Rapids, Thunder Canyon, and I have never seen a water ride which probably gets you as wet. Me and my friend literally threaded the eye of the needle and somehow didn't get soaked through on this ride attraction. I don't know how. It has waterfalls, guys. That's how I'm going to put it. The boat was soaking wet, the floor of it. Like, there was actually to say puddle, literally it looked like it hadn't been drained out, is how I put it. That's how wet you could get on this ride. So, moving on to the food, and there were a couple of really good food spots. The burrito place near Maverick is really good in the Frontier section of the park. And also there's a really good pizza place on the Midway, and another really good ice cream spot on the Midway, which gives really nice milkshakes and ice cream, even though they seem to be a little bit slow on making the milkshakes, but overall really impressed. The prices and variety is where I have a slight issue. The food prices at Cedar Point are fairly expensive, and the variety is slightly non-existent. It's something they definitely need to work on to improve the park. They could really do with kind of like a couple more food options. That'd be absolutely perfect if they were to do that. The park overall was really clean, really tidy. Everything looked like it was well kept, well maintained. It looked like they did a lot of work during the closed season. I was really, really impressed. The front gate looked really, really cool as well. It was all very well laid out, very simple to get around the park. All the employees seemed to be very, very positive, very happy. There was a lot of kind of geeing up before you went on any major ride. There was also a hell of a lot of people working there. You could see people picking up litter and keeping the park tidy. It was really, really impressive. The only downside as well is this park does tend to shut a lot of its rides if there is any sort of rain or wind. Now, I can understand with certain rides, Top Thrill Dragster, for example, it's really, really windy, won't make it over the top of the lifter, over the top of the tower, so that makes perfect sense to me. And it is a little bit disappointing of how that works, but I can appreciate it's no point running rides when they won't complete the circuit. If they're going to stall and trap people on the ride, then you're just going to end up with a lot of pain later down the line. So you might as well close the ride. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, it's disappointing, but that's the way things are. Top tip is this park has multiple car parks, so you don't have to just park in the main one. For example, if you wanted to go on to Soak City, it's obviously really important to go all the way around the island and park in the Soak City car park, pretty much. Overall, yeah, massively impressed with Cedar Point. There was so much to do, to see. The park itself was incredibly nice. It's in such a beautiful location as well. And I will be honest, I had a very hyped image of Cedar Point before I went. And for it to live up to those expectations, or to even get near them, it would have to be one hell of a park. And it did live up to those expectations. I did really enjoy it. I mean, there are a few things I would change here and there, but nothing too dramatic. I am very interested to see what they do for their 2018 revamped Mean Street Coaster. That could be a huge tipping point in the balance of power at that park of who and what is the best roller coaster there. Hopefully they'll continue adding a couple new attractions, and before you know it, Cedar Point will be even better than it currently is, which is actually a really scary thought. I didn't think it could really get that much better, but turns out it probably can. I would highly recommend getting the Cedar Fair Platinum Pass or the Cedar Point Platinum Pass and stuff like that. It will make a huge difference over your time you're there for. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll like, comment and subscribe to my channel.